Well, howdy, everybody. Teresa here and
Laundry Boy Brad.
Laundry Boy Brad. As normal. Trying to bring you guys a little closer. Come on, Missy, move. If I can get the dog to move. That's a whole nother story. We'll get into that. Aren't you glad? It is May 26, 2016. Thursday afternoon. It is 1:12 p.m. Bradley, do the Thursday.
Thursday.
And Bradley, could you do the weather, please?
Currently, it is 84 degrees. A projected high today of 87, a low of 69. And again, mostly sunny during the day, mostly dark at night. Back to you.
Oh, what about real Phil?
Real Phil, 91.
Yeah.
Still can't get the funny talking down right.
Is it still smoky out?
No. It was bad last night.
It was really bad last night. Yesterday, after we got done speaking with you guys, we did eventually lay down, take naps. With some things to do, you know, with the animals and all that kind of stuff. Then Brad made steak fajitas. I was going to make them, except for my knees were hurting so badly. And so he made steak fajitas. And then I finished that little hat. It's a youth hat. Well, a small child, basically. It's for 2 to 6 years old, depending on how big of a melon your kid's head is. And it's got a little locomotive button on it. It's for a boy, of course. Unless you have a girl who then trained, you know. But yeah, in a palm. So yeah, I'm gonna be listing some of this stuff on Etsy if anybody's interested. That is how we supplement our income, because we do live just on my husband's pension, and we are trying to supplement our income with making knitwear, and we're going to start making some birdhouses and some, you know, signs like life is a beach and signs like that. I'm going to do some custom painting on them and stuff, and Brad will do some woodworking, so I'll let you guys know when we list new stuff. Nobody's under any obligation. We are not begging in any way, shape, or form. You know, but if you're interested and you're looking for a gift, you might want to pop on over, because Brad's also going to do some jewelry making and stuff when he's not fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have your priorities.
Well, and that also is going to supplement our food budget, which we'll get into in a minute. I don't want to get sidetracked. And then last night, after I finished my hat, well, before I finished my hat, actually, we had our normal chores to do. Taking out the dogs, you know, tidying things up, you know, shutting everything down, and you know, just your normal chores. You know, Brad always empties our black tank and stuff, you know, so, you know. Then this morning, again, the repeat of chores, and have to get the dogs out. Brad had a rough night last night. His legs were really itching from being in the ocean, because we forgot that there's parasites and seaweed and everything else, and you know, so he took some liquid Benadryl, and that helped him. He put some Benadryl clear on it, and got up and we visited for a bit.
Then liquid Benadryl knocked me out.
Yeah, well, I knew the liquid Benadryl will, but it really helps with the itching, and it does help you get to sleep, and yeah. That's why I always keep some liquid Benadryl, and this is a good time of the year if you don't have liquid Benadryl and you're worried about insect bites, poison ivy, poison oak, you know, all of that, or any kind of sudden allergies, bee stings, anything like that. Go get yourself some liquid Benadryl. It doesn't have to be expensive. I get mine from the dollar store, from the Dollar Tree, but it's good to keep on hand for an emergency, you know. So yeah, he took some of that and finally got to sleep. And part of it is this morning we went and ran an errand. Now, we normally only grocery shop once a week, but we need to go get a roll of quarters. Amazon had already refunded me, and I have to give them credit for that, and that makes me very happy. They might have charged us to ship it back, but they did refund it really quick, and it was already available. Even though they said it could take 2 or 3 weeks, but no, so we need to go get a roll of quarters for laundry, and we're working on finding cheaper solutions. And Brad had pulled up the WinnDixie. We have 2 choices. Well, there's 3 stores that we would stop at. We wouldn't go to Shopping and go to that little grocery store. I think it's called Big Topper.
Something like that. Right?
Yeah, and that's here in PANACEA, but they don't carry much, and it's pretty expensive. You pay for the convenience. And there's WinnDixie in Crawfordville and Walmart. Well, Brad pulled up the WinnDixie ad because I said, with Memorial Day coming up, maybe they've got a special on meat or something. And they did. They had, what was it?
Leg quarters, $1.99 a pound, buy one, get one free.
Did you guys hear that? I don't know. Can you say a little louder?
Chicken leg quarters, $1.99 a pound, buy one package, get one free.
Yeah, BOGO. So, it averaged out. I packaged it up. Brad bought 4 packages of the family packages. There's 4 hindquarters in each one. That gave us 8 meals, which equaled out to $2.25 a meal for meat for the 2 of us. That'll probably be our chicken, because we could have chicken 2 times a week at that price. And now my freezer's full, because like I said, I would say it's the same size as your normal freezers in a fridge.
It's
maybe a little smaller,
yeah.
But you can't complain. It is what it is. So I divided it all up, and then we're gonna have some tonight. And then I made crab salad. I was using the rest of the imitation crab salad. So I made crab salad for us to have on crackers, and then we had fresh cucumbers with it too. Because the crab salad I used the imitation crab, and I diced up a few dill pickle chips, a little bit of lettuce, onion, celery, and I used a little bit of tomato, and then just your mayo, some balsamic vinegar in with the mayo, and a bunch of spices. Lemon pepper, dill, paprika, garlic, salt, fresh ground pepper. And
you do a much better job on the crab salad than I do.
No, I don't think so.
I know so.
But you make a better tuna salad than I do, I think.
Yeah.
So, but that's what we had for lunch, and freaking easy. And if it's hot out, that's really refreshing. What are we going to talk about today? Oh, and tonight we're going to have, of course, barbecue chicken. And I'm not sure what we're going to have with it. I'm not sure if I'm making a potato salad, or I don't really have room for anything. It would be anything with any leftovers right now. So I probably won't do that. I probably would just do a noodle mix and some veggies. Some of the things I wanted to talk about today was things that we've found now that we've been living in an RV for over a month. Now, it's been well over a month. It's been about 6 weeks, actually, hon, since we left Wyoming.
Oh, yeah.
We left Wyoming on the 13th, and we lived in this RV from the 13th on now.
Yeah.
There is no sitting with this lifestyle. So if you think, oh, we're retired, we're just sitting around and not getting any activity in, no. If you have dogs, and if you're living a lifestyle where you're trying to save money, you're going to be more active. You've got to take your dogs out numerous times a day, and also, you take your laundry out, and even if, like, Brad goes and he takes the laundry, but then I fold it all, put it all away, you are cleaning as you go constantly. That's another thing that we found. You cannot leave stuff out. There is not the room to be leaving stuff out. If you don't keep everything picked up, like right now, my husband needs to put away that electric skillet You know, and then we have some crackers to put away. You don't have room to be leaving anything sitting out.
Yeah.
Because it only takes 2 or 3 items, and all of a sudden you can't walk through your RV or your trailer. So keeping everything picked up, you know, like I said, and cleaning as you go. You know, you get up and you do the dishes right after a meal, which is okay. You don't have that many to do. You know, so we take turns with that. And another thing is, this kind of goes into the money saving aspect of it. And what I'm going to talk about today is, now that it's becoming more of a vacation time for so many people, kids are getting out of school, coming up on Memorial Day weekend, to avoid the tourist traps and overspending for the souvenirs, for the drinks, for the food. You may think, oh, I'm getting a great deal going to whatever theme park. I'm not going to name names, because maybe they're having a coupon special. They'll get you with the drinks. They'll get you with the food. They'll get you with the souvenirs. That's where they make their money.
How many people complain about when they go to a movie theater about how expensive food and drinks are at the theater?
Yeah, the same thing. And, you know, it's supply and demand. If they're the only one in their park selling food and drink, you're going to pretty much pay whatever they, you know. There are ways to cut costs, though.
Yeah.
Eat before you go to the whatever event. If you can't bring in your own snacks, like I said, then try to either bring in a small amount in your purse, you know, and don't be, you know, waving around your bag of Cheetos or your crackers or whatever. You know, if you buy a bottle of water, go in the bathroom and refill it. I'm not embarrassed by doing it. I'll go in a bathroom and refill my water. You know. So, you know, even if you got charged $3 for that stupid bottle of water, and yes, I've seen that, or even $5, if you hold on to it all day, you know, there's ways to cut costs. When we go on vacation, we haven't gone on very many, but the way we cut costs was, yes, we look for deals, we look for coupon deals, we eat out 1 meal a day. The rest of it, we will get, when we would travel before we had an RV, we would get a motel room with a small fridge and a coffee maker. Sometimes, usually it comes down with a microwave.
Yeah.
So, this means, usually, too, these motels have continental breakfasts. If not, you know, you can stop at Walmarts or everywhere, usually, and get cheap items to eat your breakfast. We would do breakfast and lunch eating in the hotel room. And then we would usually eat dinner out.
Yeah.
But even then, we usually, if we saw that prices were real expensive, we usually would pick safe standbys, like, instead of, you know, you're not going to remember that, oh, remember that restaurant we went to when we were in, you know, San Diego? No, you know, you don't. And usually by the end of the day, maybe you're tired. A lot of times we'll just order a pizza. We will look for coupon deals, order a pizza, things like that. Don't buy the souvenirs. If you buy the souvenirs in a tourist area, and I can tell you by knowledge, because we live in a tourist area, don't buy your souvenirs in a tourist area. Because the closer you are to whatever attraction, the more it's going to cost you. For food, for beverage, for souvenirs.
Yep.
You know.
Well, and you look at the souvenirs, and most of them say made in China.
Yeah, they do. They do. You think, oh, I'm getting an authentic. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's packaged. You look on the back, it's made in China. You know, when we came down here to Orlando years ago, we bought a few things there at Disney World, but the rest of it, we stopped at a Dollar General or with a dollar something, and we bought the same kind of souvenirs, the Mickey Mouse towels,
Yeah.
You know, maybe they weren't embroidered on with your name. Who gives a crap? You know, the Florida logos on stuff. You know,
Yeah.
but you know, if you're gonna stop, say you're even down here, say you come to see us, you get a motel room or maybe you have an RV or whatever. If you're gonna go across the street and get your gas and your drinks and snacks, you're gonna pay out the ass. That's just the way it is, right, honey?
Yeah. Well, I remember before I met you, a friend and I went to Hawaii, and I had all these people that wanted me to bring them back pineapples. And
Really?
And this was in the mid '80s, and I went to the official places where they had the pineapples shipped and ready to put on the plane, and you were paying over $3 per pineapple.
Oh, really?
And I knew back at the grocery store I worked at that I could get pineapples for 79 cents.
Is that what you did?
So what I did is I packed some of the stuff that I was bringing back in a pineapple box. I went to the store and bought enough pineapples to fill the box, and then...
That's funny.
Yeah, and then gave them out to all my friends.
Yeah. It's like if you come here, you can have oranges shipped from Florida. There's some companies, even before we moved here, that you look it up and they're like, oh yeah, you can get a monthly shipment of oranges from Florida, da 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 da. I know. You know.
Yeah.
And it's just ways to save money.
Yeah.
Things that we found to save money here living in an RV. You don't want to do the convenience food because it's going, unless you've got a lot of money, but even if you have a lot of money, why waste it?
Yeah.
You know, but you don't do the convenience foods. When you find out that okay, say meat is more expensive here, and it is. So what we're planning on doing is, as soon as we get our Florida driver's license, and get our fishing licenses, we will start fishing. That will be actually part of what we call our job is, and especially Brad's, is to bring in fish to supplement our meat, so we're not having to spend as much, especially because we do live literally, how many yards is it to the beach?
Maybe 100.
It's 100 yards from where we live, literally, to the beach to fish. So, you know, it's not like we're having to drive and you know, you catch your bait that you're using, you know, so that'll be part of how we cut prices. Also, we've decided that beef is the most expensive thing here, besides some of your seafood. But if you're catching your seafood at all, that doesn't matter. That you don't even count that then. You know, you're catching what's seasonal and plentiful from the ocean right then. But beef is the most expensive, so we'll be eating first fish. And yeah, we watch the shellfish because, you know, we have some problems with gout and stuff. But we're going to be doing fish. We're going to be doing, and then chicken, and then pork, and then lastly, once in a great while, some beef. Because that's the chain of command of what costs the most. You know, other ways is we're buying produce now. I thought produce would just be plentiful. Well, it is, but again, you have to really watch it because the closer you are to the ocean, the more they're going to rack up the prices. And also, a lot of these produce stands are not real produce stands. I know one that she actually seems to be, but she's not. She's just starting out, and she's not carrying enough of a selection really to, you know, frankly, be bothered. And the prices are a little too high for what I can do. So, you know, you buy what's in season, what's coming in through Walmart or WinnDixie that is a really great price. Like right now, we bought a lot of cucumbers because they're a good price. And, I mean, because right now they were like 50 cents each. If you have an opportunity, grow your own, you know, do a garden. You know, we're doing some tomatoes, you know. Later on, I hope to do some different things. We're going to be making our own tortillas because tortillas are really expensive here.
No, that was a shocker.
Really? I'm not spending $2.50 to $5 a package for tortillas. So we've already looked it up and we're going to start making our own. So we're going to be doing that. I probably will start making some fresh salsas and stuff because tomatoes are pretty cheap here. And so are peppers and stuff. And I like to make salsa anyway. So I probably will just start making the salsa fresh when we're doing Mexican dishes or fish and stuff like that we might use it. That's ways we're cutting costs. Sticking with not going with another Wi-Fi provider, just picking up when we can in the RV park, which, comes and goes, but pretty much after 10 o'clock at night it's going to get better.
That's why we have to stay up late.
So some nights when I can't sleep at 2 or 3, it's golden opportunity though, Brad, that I can get on any website and look up all kinds of information.
Yeah.
So, those are ways that you can cut costs even if you're on vacation. Eat just one meal out. Buy sandwich stuff. If you're staying in a motel room that has a small fridge and stuff, buy sandwich stuff. Buy a box of cereal. Buy a small thing of milk. Get big, buy bottled water at your Walmart instead of going to wherever that they're going to charge you 3 times as much. You buy your pop and stuff from Walmart, your boxes of crackers, your snack stuff, because all of that stuff that you buy, at the tourist attraction or buy it, that's where they really rack up the prices. Don't fall for, I gotta have this souvenir, I gotta have that souvenir. Go a little bit on the outskirts, and if all else fails, go and find out where the locals are buying their stuff. That's what we've done. We've talked to some people that have lived here, and you find out where the locals go that live in that area to buy their groceries, because they're not going just down the street a half a mile to that grocery store you saw. No, they're going 15 miles up to the Walmart, or whatever. Yeah. So that's just ways to save some money. Like I said, we live on a fixed income. Another thing I wanted to talk about is like I said, we will be expanding that Etsy store. We'll let you guys know. We also, because we do need to make some kind of supplemental income just for things like we need to get eyeglasses. We're going to need to put tags on our motorhome and our Jeep. And, just that kind of stuff. So, we're going to see if we can do some commission sales at some local places, hopefully, on some of our stuff that we make. And especially, like the beach signs, I think I'm going to do a whole thing of warm weather, beach bags, and that kind of stuff. I've been watching what a lot of people are using around this area and stuff.
You do such an outstanding job with those.
Well, I did some commercial art,
I know.
So that kind of helped. And just watching, you've been in business long enough that watching the trends and stuff, and so. Then I've been learning the different types of fish and the fishing regulations. That's been fun. So.
Yeah, see, and I can't even draw a functional stick figure.
And I'm learning when the tide timetables and stuff, so that's pretty fun. Well, I know I can do the art, but I always wanted to sing. I can't sing. Well, I can, but nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I just, I can't comment on.
Well, because you have to sleep sometimes.
Exactly.
I can yodel.
Yeah, well, kind of learned a little bit from your granddad.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what we got going on. You can make it work anywhere you live within reason. I mean, like Hawaii, way too expensive. Hardly anybody can live there and stuff. But if you're in a tourist area, there are ways to not spend as much, when your kids want everything, and maybe you're at Disneyland, say, and your kids are wanting everything. just tell them one thing. Tell them to look around the entire day when you guys are going on the rides and whatnot. And then when you guys are done for the day, they can decide on that one thing they want to get for a souvenir. Because Johnny doesn't need to have 5 different souvenir things. Trust me. Yeah. Because if Johnny gets 5 different souvenir things and you have 4 Johnnies, you get to carry 20 souvenir things out of that park.
Well, remember that one restaurant we were looking at, and I was really glad they posted the menu outside the door, because it was a really cool restaurant. It was inside a shark tank, so you had the fish swimming all the way around you. And just if we would have gone cheap just for a family of 4 for lunch, if we would have gone dirt cheap, it would have been $125.
Yeah, and that was
somewhere where
10 years ago.
Yeah,
longer than that.
That was probably at least 12 years ago.
Yeah, 12 years ago. Yeah, it was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know our kids were not happy. Our oldest one was interning at Disney World at the time. And this was at SeaWorld, this restaurant. Which is kind of funny. You have a fish restaurant right there in SeaWorld. That's kind of sad. Or maybe it was Disney World. I don't remember which. What? Was it SeaWorld?
Yeah.
And then our youngest child was getting ready to start her senior year of high school, and neither one of them were happy because we're like, I'm sorry, we can't afford to, you know, to eat here. So, but I'm like, I'm not here to impress you. You know, I don't need to eat at a fancy restaurant because guess what? Whether or not my environment is fancy, food is food. You're gonna eat it and you're gonna poop it out. End the story. I hate to break it to y'all, but that's just the way it is.
That pretty much covers it.
I don't like fancy restaurants. No, thank you very much. I'm not a fancy girl, you guys can tell. I'm just an old country girl that, you know, is turned into a beach bum. So, but that's how we're saving money. But yeah, that I told Brad, that's kind of, you know, he always said he wanted to fish for a living. It's like kind of you are, because that's how we're gonna, you know, really help spend a lot less on meat is, you know, by the fish. So anyway, love you guys, and I cherish your friendship, and I hope any of that information helped. If not, well, I'm sorry. So I hope you guys have awesome plans for Memorial Day weekend. We don't. We're just laying low. We're watching all these people, the RV park getting fuller and fuller. We're watching people pulling in, right?
Yep.
And we think you guys are all awesome, and
we love you.
And
we hope you have a good day.
No.
And
we will talk to them tomorrow.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
And then you say
bye.
Bye.